Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Medfield College Film Society. I'm Jeff Crawford, welcoming you into it's Miller time, everyone, and that means we're going to be probably looking at some of the milieu of the late, great Ron Miller and Walt Disney Productions as it was in the 1970s and 80s. That's what we're doing this season, Season 7. And it's all because of one man's dream. That man is the founder, Robert McSwain. Robert, how's it going tonight?
How are you? I'm recovering from a cold, so bear with me tonight. I have my cough drops and my warm honey tea.
You got the Eisner voice going on. It's too early for that.
I do kind of have an Eisner voice, yeah.
Hello. It's Miller time, Robert, just like you envisioned it. How's it going so far? I mean, we've had some really great movies, haven't we?
We've been stellar. It's really, I don't think we've cracked a 3 yet on any of these movies. So
yeah, it's starting to put some pieces of the puzzle together. I mean, I gotta go to my next society member, Mr. Andy Brown. How's it going, Andy?
Oh, I'm out of here, Jeff. Just trying to get my tips. I really need a tip. I need a big tip.
Hope you're a good tipper.
Working for the tips.
Yeah, I mean, you've you've been around the block with us. You've started to see some repeating actors and kind of memes and everything. This is not your first rodeo, is it?
It is not. In fact, I hope it's my last rodeo.
God willing. And the man himself who will defend Ron Miller to the bitter end, my brother Michael Crawford. How is your Miller time going?
Well, I think we've reached the bitter end a few times so far, and there are a few more bitter ends still to come. It's very interesting time period to look back on. I mean, you've got the 70s, which were rough enough as it was
in and of themselves.
Yeah. Anything set in the 70s is automatically going to
tell me about it.
Have a strike or two against it as it was.
Yeah, I mean, about that. What happened in the 70s, guys? It's just
leaded gas and paint.
And a gas crisis.
Were there bands of children just running amok in the 70s? Do we have evidence for that?
Apparently so, because all the movies got them in them. I mean, this, Mad Max. I mean,
that's right. Oh, Michael, this is one, at least the beginning of this, we watched all the time. What are we watching?
I didn't realize that.
Well, I mean, which is weird. It's something we watched a lot, but I really had, I mean, we'll talk about it as we go through, just a few memories of it.
I feel like we would turn this movie off, as that's what evidence of it is to me. We would watch,
I think so,
part of it and then turn it off. But what are we watching?
Well, today we're watching the 1978 Ron Miller era classic Return from Witch Mountain, directed by John Hough, who directed Escape to Witch Mountain, from which we are returning. He also directed The Watcher in the Woods, and written by Malcolm Marmorstein, who wrote Pete's Dragon. That's quite a swing from that to this. This movie stars a couple of legendary figures, Bette Davis and Christopher Lee, with top billing.
What a crazy combo.
Combo.
Very crazy.
Just Bette Davis in this era, just weird in general, and to show up here is just bizarre. But you're pairing her and Christopher Lee is bananas. We've also got our Witch Mountain kids, Kim Richard and Ike Eisenman. We've got Jack Sue. We've got Anthony James as Mr. Sickle. A lot of people in the credits for this, typical Disney fare, but we've got an associate producer by the name of Kevin Moochie Corcoran.
Hey,
Moochie stepping up.
Okay, that's filling in some context. About
it does, because there's a little Moochie influence in here. Music by the great Lalo Schifrin.
Yes, Robert and I big fans, big fans. Lalo.
Great guy. So Yeah, there's not a lot of drama behind the scenes of this one. Apparently, I couldn't really dig anything up. Unlike, say, Devil and Max Devlin, not a lot to say.
I'll say that our schedule's been kind of turned up on its ear, and I came close to punting on this episode and just going on to our next movie. But I started to watch it to kind of get an idea if this was going to be worth it, and saw Mr. Schifrin as the score, and I thought, well, yeah, we're going to have to do this one. We're staying the course. So
Great,
that was the
Mr.
deciding
Schiff.
factor.
Well, yeah, and I think this movie is very emblematic of its time. I mean, yeah, you got Evelyn Kennedy, Michael. I mean, you got this is still the studio machine going, sputtering on. So a lot of the Medfield season 1, season 2, that kind of brand is still evidenced in here, but you have
A lot
more,
of the names you see under like special effects and stuff. It's the same gang.
perhaps
still at
more
work.
mature. So the beginning of some more mature themes, perhaps. I don't know. But who all has seen this movie before?
Well, as you say, we have for sure.
Yes.
I saw it a long time ago, and similar to The Devil and Max Devlin, little bits of it started coming back to me as I watched it. But I did, unlike The Devil and Max Devlin, which I had completely blocked out of my memory of watching it, I did remember watching this one, and so it was nice to kind of get back into it.
Well, I mean, it's like all I remembered kind of was the beginning and the end of this in my conscious memory. But then watching some of this, I remember a little bit more than I had thought.
I remember learning a lot about truancy.
Yes.
And that being a memory that stuck with me through the years. So
I don't see that
Big
with
social issue
the
at the time.
with the Donald Duck cartoon where he's a truant officer too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy,
Yeah.
had you
Hey, guys.
seen Return from Witch Mountain? I will never get those.
I know.
From
I
why?
always got it backwards too, because you
Yeah.
think you'd be escaping from Witch Mountain, and
Yeah.
What is Witch Mountain? I mean,
Which, yeah.
Which
I had not seen this one. And honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember much from the first one. So I was a little confused, but it didn't take long for me to get back into it. I was like, oh yeah, there's that person, and oh yeah, they have those things, and that can happen. But this was an interesting movie. There's a lot. You talked about the music. The music kept me going through this movie, I think.
good. It's good.
I
man.
think every time it started getting down to like a low point, yeah, it got groovy, and the wah pedal was a wah, and I mean that really kind of perked me up a little bit. So,
this is
Thank
Disney's
you, Robert.
gritty street movie.
yes, it is. This
It's
is
a movie for the aged. There's a
Yeah.
taxi driver.
Yeah.
There's
It's a lot of urban environment.
a
A
lot,
lot of urban
lots of
decay.
dusty
lot
LA.
of ruination. Yeah.
Well, we should probably get into this thing. I mean, it's just, I will just say, and we will talk about it, but I'm like you, Andy. It's like, I mean, and I've seen Escape to Witch Mountain many times, but I have this kind of amnesia about it where I'm like, what is it that, I mean, I remember kind of, but I was sitting there thinking of like, what happened in Escape to, I remember all these vignettes, but it's like,
Yeah, that's kind of
what was the plot? Like, I don't
Yeah.
remember. And then at the end of this, I was like, what's the plot of this? Anyway,
They used their powers on your memory. They molecularized your memory.
Yes,
Oh.
they energized me. Anyway, we've said too much. We should talk about it in sequence. We should energize this movie, guys, and I think let's do it. Starting with Mr. Andy Brown, take us into the world of Returning from Witch Mountain?
Yeah, so we get a rather interesting opening with the Buena Vista.
Buena Vista.
I mean, we get the Buena Vista Pictures thing, and then all of a sudden the music kicks in.
Lalo. You got Lalo, baby.
Whoa. I mean, I was expecting, I don't know. I don't even know what I was expecting, really. I mean, you're talking about 70s movies. I was like thinking like Harvey Keitel's going to come flying out of somewhere and, be like a dirty cop of some sort. But yeah, I was digging this right away. And like I said, when it started, I quickly realized that I didn't remember anything about the first Witch Mountain, but then I was kind of seeing some of the credits and I saw, Denver Pyle, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he was in this thing.
Oh, good thing he's going to be in this one.
Yeah, I was really expecting, a big part.
Yeah.
But before any of this, here comes this UFO flying through the California countryside.
And how'd they get it to look so real?
I know. It was quite amazing, wasn't
it? They had improved their UFO visual effects for this over the last time around.
Did they though? I mean,
I don't know.
They had one on a string in the first one.
Oh, maybe you're right.
That's true. Yeah.
It's no flying Winnebago though.
Yeah.
So here comes the UFO flying through California, and look, it's the Rose Bowl, and we're gonna land at the 50-yard line of that Rose Bowl. But I noticed, I was like, look at all the empty land around the stadium.
Yes, crazy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. There's a golf course there now, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so.
But then there's
Can I just
houses.
say that one time I had I was staying with Michael, and I think he worked, and I had a day in Pasadena to spend the day, and I went and saw the town hall, which is like the Parks and Rec, town hall.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Went and saw the Emmett Brown house, and then I went and rode just out in the parking lot of the Rose Bowl to pay my personal tribute to this.
Thinking about this movie, yeah.
They're not doing a good job at keeping a low profile here, are they?
I know they are not subtle at all.
Well, it's like, do they ever acknowledge where they are? Do they say anything about it?
They talk about being at the 50-yard line.
I guess they say the 50-yard line, yeah. But it's not like, we're in the Rose Bowl, baby.
They didn't say why they chose that spot.
They did not say anything about it.
No, there was no backstory.
It's just like
Extremely
right on the
public
50-yard line.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the UFO, the UFO lands at the 50-yard line of the Rose Bowl, and out jumps Denver Pyle. And I say jump, it's not really jump. It's some sort of overlay of Denver Pyle along with Tia and Tony. And they just kind
Uncle
of
Jesse, please.
Yeah. Okay, I'll call him Uncle Jesse. So, and they kind of jump back and forth between Anthony and Tony throughout the movie. So I'm just going to I'll be doing the same thing. But the Tia and Anthony have returned so that, as Uncle Jesse says, that they can go to museums and concerts because they've been so busy establishing the community at Witch Mountain and have not been able to see what life in the big city is all about.
I don't get it.
They need a vacation.
So what have they been doing establishing the community? What's that mean?
It's like, what?
Apple trees.
Why is the camera so far away?
Oh,
Do they have to film it from the sidelines?
I was going to say, you're not messing up our field with that camera rig.
So many questions. It's just a weird start. Weird start to a weird movie.
they try to get some exposition in, but it raises more questions than answers.
Yes.
like how exhausting is it for humanoids to create a secret society in a mountain? I mean, but
it's like, I wonder with movies like this, if it's just easier just to have them show up and just land and just start walking out and not say anything about it.
Right.
It's like, is that just easy?
Yeah. The audience would be like, okay, whatever.
Right. They're back. They're
back.
back.
Got it.
Like once we start exploring the logistics of this field trip, it really starts to fall apart. So just don't.
Yeah.
Right.
This is poorly planned.
Because really, Anthony doesn't even want to be doing this. He wants to be at the beach surfing.
Heck,
yes.
Oh, man.
Why not? I mean, why can't
I don't blame him.
Understand. I mean,
He's a young man. Why can't he do that?
Well,
go to Santa Monica and hang out.
Well, on their way out of the Rose Bowl, they're met with a locked gate, and Tony tries to fly himself over using his telekinesis powers, but he is lightly scolded by Uncle Jesse, and tells Tia to use her telekinesis power to unlock the lock. And I believe I called it telekinesis, but Uncle Jesse calls it energizing, as Jeff said earlier, saying never to energize unless it's absolutely necessary, because if Earth kids can get by without doing it, then they can too.
Stop your energizing.
Stop energizing, Duke boy.
It old Duke boys are going to be in some trouble to energize.
Yeah. But then look, here he is. Oh, sorry. You had something?
I was going to say, didn't Tony have to use a harmonica in the first movie to energize? Like,
Yeah, to
I think that's-
focus
that's
his
good.
mind for energizing. Yeah.
And Tony looks like he's been out in Santa Monica a little too long. His skin, man. He needs to put on some sunscreen, man. Watch that
Yeah.
skin regimen.
Go watch it.
All that space radiation.
But now it's everyone's favorite crime henchman, Cookie.
Cookie!
From the
Cookie,
Dexter Riley
what's up?
series. He's a cab driver, and he looks like he'd rather be racing cars than cabs.
He's gone good, though, man. It's good.
yeah.
He's moving up in the world. And he sees the children and Uncle Jesse coming towards him, and because apparently they've arranged for a cab to pick up the kids.
That's hilarious.
Which is
little detail.
It's really strange.
Let me call the cab company first.
And Cookie's like,
Witch
I've been
Mountain.
waiting out here this whole time. But what was funny is when he sees them, he like slams the car into reverse and just screeches backwards towards them.
Was that necessary?
I don't
There's a
think so.
lot of like unnecessary. It makes me nervous. All the unnecessary like pedal to the metal in this movie and parking lots.
Yeah. It's
There's
the
a lot
70s.
of this cookiness that, I mean, and no disrespect to Cookie. It's the direction of the film that is here and to follow that is like, man, they really missed a lot of beats on this. Like, it's just like one beat off of everything is like, and the kind of backing up was like that too. It's like, what's happening? What?
Yeah. It's really bizarre how it happens. Like it unfolds that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Uncle Jesse tells Cookie, he says, "Hey, deliver these kids to this address and you'll be paid when you get there." But Cookie, I mean, all he wants to know is like, "Hey, this is a long this is a long drive. Hope I get a big tip." And I mean, that is the biggest thing on his mind is getting that tip. Gotta have that big tip, fellas.
Keeps bringing it up.
So Uncle Jesse, or aka Uncle Benet, says goodbye to the kids, and then Cookie peels out again like a bat out of hell, just like, and he's gone. And
So
Uncle Jesse
weird.
just kind of stands there and watches, like, huh.
Uncle Benet should have just rented a car or something.
And Uncle Benet just pulls out a flask and just
Yeah.
tunes out, drops out for a while.
No, it wouldn't be a flask; it'd be a big jug.
A jug.
right,
Yeah,
that's right.
he's gonna
With XXX on it.
But then we're treated to wonderful, beautiful shots of 1978 Los Angeles, smog and all.
Man, it wasn't the best era for old LA.
Like they drive by the tar pits
Yeah,
and smile. Like
they're delighted by the tar
Yeah.
pits.
I mean, I've never
This
seen
is
the tar
nice.
pits
This is
myself,
nice.
but I mean,
Yeah,
out
I
of
went
all
to the
these
tar
sites
pit.
in LA,
I've been there.
why that one?
That was a big deal. I seem to remember as a kid, La Brea tar pits were like a big deal. I don't
Maybe
know.
so. I don't,
Living history, man.
Seemed to like they were always on Sesame Street for some reason. I don't know.
As
Anyway,
they delighted children of the era, as we see here.
right.
Every
It's
kid
nothing
wanted
like
to see the
tar,
pit.
man. Yeah, they're parents
Speaking
are
of-
smoking tar. They can look at it.
speaking of delightful, Cookie's yelling at people while he's driving because he says that only professional drivers should be on the streets, not civilians. You know, taxi drivers, trash truck drivers, all those kinds of people.
But this again, okay. So this is like what I'm talking about. It's like the Max Devlin phenomenon, where it's like they're not kind of making enough of a meal about it. It's just like quiet cabbie jokes, and then like the kids are just like staring.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, they just kind of sit there and look delighted
yeah.
yeah.
and don't really react to anything.
And
They're just
nothing
kinda
like-
"Ha, ha, ha,
Yeah,
ha."
and it's like on to the next thing, and then he just keeps running through a litany of them. It's just kind of
I guess they don't have a cookie up on Witch Mountain that they can
no,
just
well that
really
we know
enjoy.
of. Yeah.
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 Anyways, he knows a lot about driving and he brags about how much he knows and about his perfect safety record, which he's going to mention a few times in this. But then We cut to a black car. Now, what kind of car was this, Robert?
That was a 1971 Citroen DS21.
Oh, my man.
He's
At
back,
first glance,
folks.
I thought it was the evil Herbie from the
I did.
97
Yeah.
Herbie.
Oh,
Horace.
yeah.
That's a crazy car from France. That's one of the few cars from France.
That
ever
car is a
imported.
character in this movie.
That's
Yes.
from when
100%.
Herbie went to Monte Carlo.
Yes.
Anyways, 3 people get out of this very black and very mysterious car. It's Bette Davis as Letha and her nephew Sickle, and the great Christopher Lee as Dr. Victor Gannon.
What a great
Now,
name for a
That's a
henchman.
good name.
That's a good, really good name. Yeah.
Wait. Which is a good name?
Sickle.
I thought Sickle was good. Yeah.
Sickle? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I was gonna say
Dr.
Doc-
Victor Gannon is a good
Dr. Victor Gannon. is
That's
good.
not bad either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Both.
Letha says that this is the perfect test site,
Letha.
where it's low traffic, then low real estate value. With all these tall buildings around, you're like, what? Okay, what are these guys going to do? Then Sickle's like, I just want to get this over with. And he asks the doctor if this thing's working. And they get a close up of this little electronic device right behind his ear. And apparently, Dr. Victor Gannon has invented mind control with this little electronic device. And he wants to put it to a test, and he wants Sickle to climb to the very top of this building. But Sickle says, no way, because he's scared of heights.
And he's a sociopath.
But they force him to do it anyways by when Christopher Lee, he turns it on, and all of a sudden it kicks in, and Sickle doesn't seem to mind at all anymore. And he just scooches right up that building, up the fire escape. But Letha she's concerned because she says, not only is he her nephew, but she's like, we can't afford to lose him. But Christopher Lee doesn't want to hear any of her thoughts on the matter, saying, I'm the only one we can't afford to lose. And I was like, yes.
This mind control thing, wasn't this the plot in Naked Gun?
Probably.
I don't recall.
When they were trying to assassinate Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, they get Reggie
that's right.
Jackson. Is that the
Yeah,
one?
yeah. And coincidentally, Sickle was in the Naked Gun 2.5. So,
Oh, was
Wow.
he? Oh,
yeah, he was one of the assassins.
Good for you, Sickle.
He dies a horrible death
Persistent
when
bad guy. Yeah.
they stuff
He's,
a fire hydrant down his throat or something. I can't remember now. But he
The
blows
actor
up.
originally from Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
Get out
I
of
saw
town.
that too. Yeah.
Somehow fitting.
Wow. So yeah, this little doohickey device means that Sickle has no fear, no memory, no will, and he will carry out all of the good doctor's commands. Well, meanwhile, Cookie's driving the kids through town, and they just somehow run out of gas, but Cookie blames on the kids because all that waiting he had to do. And he's like, I got to go get some gas. And, but he's
I'm
just
not
really,
buying it.
he's concerned about that tip, guys. He's got to get that tip. Just then, though, Anthony has this premonition of seeing a man falling off a building. And he's like, hey, Tia, I'm going to go check this out. And he just leaves the taxi, leaves her. So, yeah, Tia's just in the taxi alone. And Tony takes off down the street on his own, looking for this vision that he's just had. Then we cut back to Letha, who is so worried about her nephew, Sickle. And she grabs this remote control thingy from the doctor, and in the scuffle, she knocks it to the ground and breaks it. And Dr. Victor Gannon is mad at her. Boy,
This remote control is very delicate and very full of explosions throughout.
OtterBox. They need an OtterBox.
Yeah. For real.
I was cracking up because Bette Davis was really phoning it in here, I thought, with her line delivery. Like, she was like, oh no, he's going to fall. What are we going to do? I can't watch.
Well, the doctor picks up the device and tries to tell Sickle to stop walking along the edge of the building, but it's not working. And like Robert says, Bette Davis is screaming up at Sickle like he's a cat in a tree. Like, get down! Get out of the tree! But suddenly Sickle falls off the edge of the building exactly as Tony foresaw. And Letha and the doctor look away, but Tony sees him just in time and stops Sickle from hitting the ground using his telekinesis powers. But when they
Good
don't,
fall effect.
yeah, that dude jumped. That was practical. That dude jumped.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
But when they don't hear a splat, the doctor and Letha, they turn around to see what happened, and they find Sickle just hovering in the air. And they are amazed by it. The doctor puts 2 and 2 together, and he says that it must have been Anthony who stopped him using some sort of force that defies the physical laws of gravity. Or whatever.
Use some sort of force.
The force like that, I could, dare I say it, rule the world.
Molecular mobilization, as the doctor says. I need him desperately. So now, all right. So I want to preface what I'm about to say by saying that, okay, the 4 of us, we're down to earth guys. And I think we understand the expectations that are put on women, especially as they age. I, for one, think that women should be able to present themselves natural or otherwise as she ages. But fellas, these high-def close-up shots of Bette Davis, who famously said, "Old age ain't no place for sissies." They are not the most flattering. And
Don't smoke,
they're
kids.
not.
Don't smoke.
It's heavy makeup, yellow teeth. I mean, and they got in there with that camera, and it's like, you didn't need to do that.
Nice and tight shots, yeah.
And this is like the first of many that they have throughout the film.
Oh, yes.
And
The teeth in particular were upsetting.
The teeth were upsetting.
Yeah. I mean, Bette Davis was once a very beautiful actress and still a beautiful person as she got older.
Yeah, she
but,
could have been beautiful on the inside.
Yeah. But
For all we knew.
I think even she would have been like, no, don't put that on screen. Anyways.
She didn't know that HD was coming after her.
Probably so. Anyways. Tia has had enough sitting around in the car and gets out to get some fresh air or smoke a cigarette or whatever she does in the 70s. And but then we cut back to Letha and the doctor, who go over to Anthony to thank him for what he did. And but as soon as they do, Christopher Lee just jabs him with a needle. And I was like,
one on him.
whoa.
That escalated quickly.
Yes. That got out of hand.
So Tony not playing it cool about anything. Like Uncle Benet just told you not to be going around energizing. And he's just standing there like doop de doop de doo.
Yeah, why didn't he just put him on the ground? Like, why did he leave him hovering over the ground?
That's a good question.
Well, of course, when Tony gets jabbed with a needle, Tia feels it. Of course, because they're Tomax and Zaymont from G.I. Joe, apparently. I didn't remember that part, but...
Brother.
But then some great groovy music kicks up with the wah pedal, and they grab Anthony and Sickle and they throw him in the car, and Tia comes running towards Anthony down the street. But she doesn't see him. She just knows the general direction that he's in, and she's running, but they pull away just before she arrives. And then poor Cookie, here comes Cookie back with his gas can. And he gets back and he sees that everybody's gone. And now he's mad that he's not going to get his big tip. And he pulls off in a hurry. And I don't know if you guys noticed, when he does, there's gas just pouring out of the back of the car.
I did notice that.
It just sloshes out. I was like, that's so 70s.
It was
It's a different time, man.
So many crazy camera angles in this movie. And
I was
going
going to say, I was going to consult you on that, man. Yeah.
Yes, I was eating up the camera angles.
There's
There's
like
some
a
wild shots.
Well, I mean, the next crazy shot, you have Tia walking, looking for her brother, and she's in this rough part of town. And there's this shot through the busted hole of the windshield.
Yes. There's another one of her like looking around like from the ground up and like got the water tower behind it. It's just like they're really showing off. They're like, this time is going to be through the windshield. Yeah.
I did have to laugh when the bad guys took off because Sickle's like 6'6" or something like that. I mean, he's a tall dude. And that car is tiny. And so every time he gets in the little car, I thought it was funny. I was like, that's not comfortable.
That's typical Sickle.
Yeah,
That's so Sickle. Anyways, Tia is she's looking for her brother, and she comes across a gang of youths who are running from the Goons.
The Golden Goons or
Yeah, Golden Goons.
Golden. Oh, I thought they said the Goon Goons.
The Goon Goons.
Golden Goons.
The
makes
Goon
more sense.
Goons.
Gotta watch out for those Golden Goons. They'll get you.
Golden Goons.
Still,
They own this neighborhood.
Tia doesn't ask. Well, the part I thought was funny is like the kids are like, "Run, it's the goons," and she doesn't ask any questions. She just starts running too.
Yeah, she takes off.
Which I thought was very smart and streetwise of her.
yeah.
It's like, good for you.
Ask questions later.
And we get another interesting camera angle that kind of, it's like from their like point of view as they're running away. As if
There's
like
lots of that. They were really getting into the handheld stuff as well.
Yeah. And of course, groovy wah music playing over all this, which made me happy. Then Tia and the younger boy gang, they hide in some back alleys, and they're soon discovered by the Golden Goons, who look very serious about beating them up or something.
So there's lots of like pounding your fist into your hand.
So much.
Yeah, I was going to say,
yes.
you don't see that much anymore. But
Fist of fives.
yeah, every time I get surrounded by bullies, they don't do that anymore.
They did it in Christmas movie, The Christmas Story.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
they did do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
there's a lot of.
Ice would be a lot less threatening if every time they got out of the car and went after somebody, they were like smacking her.
Well, I'm about to.
I'm surprised they don't. Yeah.
Anyways, Tia works her magic, energizing, throwing barrels, trash at goons, lots of lettuce.
They're really going through the lettuce in this neighborhood.
This alleyway is just full of fresh fruit
Yeah,
and vegetables.
that'd be fun.
Less spoiled produce going out.
Be some fun movie magic to be the lettuce tosser on Return from Witch Mountain.
Especially since they've got like smudge pot cannon of lettuce or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The goons get incapacitated by all this lettuce, and the other guys make their escape. And finally, when they get to a safe spot, they thank Tia, and each of the boys introduce themselves. And we meet Crusher and Dazzler and Rocky and Muscles. It's the Earthquake Gang.
I died at this because they're like Muscles and Crusher and whatever, but the last guy does like jazz hands, goes, and I'm Dazzler, which is just fantastic.
Didn't see that coming.
No,
Gang culture in the 70s in LA was kind of weak, I think. And
yeah, really. Like, you dazzled me, son.
Well, hoping that she'd be scared, Tia says that she's not afraid of them. And they're really disappointed because they wanted to be a scary gang. And I'm like, aw. But then the boys ask Tia how she did what she did.
How she do what she did?
And one of them says, "Are you a magician?" And what made me laugh is she's like very matter of fact. She's like, "No." And then that was the end. They just stopped that.
Okay. Moving on to the next question.
And then she politely refuses to join their gang, saying that she's looking for her brother. And they offer to help her find him.
Join our gang. We're terrible.
Yes. We're terrible and constantly harassed by everyone.
Well, later that day, still struggling to find Tony, they ask Tia where she's staying. And she's like, I'm supposed to stay at some hotel, but I don't know what I'm going to do now, kind of thing. And they're like, hey, won't you stay at our secret hideout? And then suddenly a really sweet green van pulls up in the distance. And the boys scream, hey, it's Yo-Yo! And they run and hide. Now, Yo-Yo is a middle-aged Japanese man who's a truant officer that's just trying to get these kids back in school. And Muscle says that Yo-Yo is their worst enemy, worse than the Golden Goons. But I don't know about you guys, but Yo-Yo looks pretty normal to me, just frustrated and worn out.
Yeah, he's just kind of a sort of sad science teacher vibe.
Yeah, maybe maybe slightly pickled, I would say. He's
disheveled. This guy always made, well, for one thing, of my few strong memories of this movie, one was this guy. And I thought he was a much bigger part of the movie than he kind of turns out to be. But he as a kid, made me so uncomfortable. I don't know why. He's just kind of a weird dude.
I had the same feelings, yeah. And this is really the only part of this movie I remember like vividly was Yo-Yo and his part in it.
Yeah,
So,
Man.
Yo-Yo, which is short for Mr. Yokomoto, I think that was right. He thinks he saw the boys, and so he comes running to check it out, but he doesn't see anything, and he gives up really easily.
Yes.
And he's easily fooled because the kids were just up hiding in a tree. But what made me laugh was like he starts to walk away, and the kids are like, "Yeah!" and they shout, and I'm like, "Guys, shut up! He's right there." Come on.
Like, nobody has like stealth in this movie.
no.
Well, that evening, the boys arrive at their secret hideout, which is an old abandoned house that looks like something out of. It kind of looks like it reminded me of the house in Fight Club.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
So evidently, this was like an actual house slated for demo near the railroad tracks in L.A. And I mean, I don't know how much of it they actually shot inside of it, but then of course they did the follow shot like we were talking about earlier, where they followed him into the house. The camera did.
Ron
Like
Miller's
person.
Children of Men.
And it's a long shot too, because they go upstairs and everything. It's like, it's
I'm
like
just
the first
thinking like
Steadicam or something.
how filthy and scary and creepy that house must have been.
I
Like, if it
was thinking the exact same thing because I had seen that it was real. Well, it's sad because it was slated. It was supposed to be like moved and like renovated, but then they just tore it down. But yeah, I was like, how much did they have to shore this place up to like go in it?
And why would they
Yeah.
do such a thing?
Well, you could see when they went in, like there were these
Irritating.
big like 2x4s, like big
Yes.
that they had put up to like
cables
reinforce the
and stuff.
porch. Yeah. So
They so once they get inside, they tell Tia that this is where they're going to live when they run away from home, because you can't be tough if you take orders from your mom or your older sister. And you
just speaking of
can't-
older sisters, the kid with the glasses, his older sister is Tina Yothers from Family Ties.
Oh. Oh, you also can't be tough and educated too, by the way.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm just going to move on. Just then, Tia gets another vision of where Tony is, and the boys are freaked out because they think like she's calling spirits or something. But she says that she's seeing visions of like lights. They look like surgical lights. And we cut to Christopher Lee and Bette Davis and Sickle, who have Tony strapped to like a surgical bed like thing with wires hooked up to him. Leah reminds the doctor that kidnapping is still a criminal offense in this country, and says that he says that his scientific experiments are more important than the law, which is what I always tell the highway patrol when they try to give me a ticket for speeding. The doctor adds one of these mind control devices to Tony, and he says that combining Tony's skills with his own, it makes him the most influential man in the world. Letha likes the sound of that. And she's like, yeah, now we can get on with some of my plans too. But the doctor's like, whatever. He's like, quick question. He's like, she calls him like a professor or a doctor. I guess he's some sort of researcher, scientist, professor kind of guy with a doctor. But
Professional courtesy.
yeah. But he says that he doesn't care about her plans because they're empty and unimportant. A comment perhaps
Face.
on her and the life she's been leading.
I mean, she is a sucker if she thinks she's going to get anything out of this at this point, because he's basically saying no.
Yeah.
He's like, but I gave you all my money. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, I don't care.
Yeah, but she gets mad. So she goes, and this is like Bette Davis's moment, because she says, like, I gave you all this money to build this laboratory at great expense, and I'm not going to let you upset these plans because I need some money and fast. And she says that, yes, she's gambled using her own money, but he's the worst kind of gambler because he gambles with other people's money and wants to keep all the winnings for himself. While they're arguing over there, Tony like basically catches on fire with all these wires connected to him. He's sparking and popping and sizzling. And the professor doctor like jabs him with another needle. I don't know if you guys noticed though, but if you look off to the right, there's a goof because he like you can see the needle in plain sight. He just kind of moves it. He doesn't like, of course, jab him with it.
I missed that.
Yeah. But then we cut back to the earthquake gang, and Tia at the hideout, and they tell her that hey, we got to go, but we'll be back in the morning with maps and breakfast, and they just leave her there to spend the night in this house all by herself.
It's like a dirt lot.
Yeah,
Like
that's
bombed
crazy.
out house.
Gosh,
Like that kid's like, I'll bring you an egg. Thanks.
Thanks.
Suck an egg.
And when the other one's like, yeah, we got to go. My mom's going to yell at me. So Tia, alone with a lantern in a sketchy building, she lets out a sigh, which I can relate to. And this wraps up Act 1.
So the castle here, we fade up on, it was known as the Wolf's Lair in L.A., and it was restored by musician Moby and was once owned by Debbie Reynolds, Marlon Brando, and the Beatles, evidently.
Get out of here.
What? I never could find out which Beatle owned it or if it was just a flop house that they rented, but it said that the Beatles lived there. So
I figure.
I bet it was Ringo.
there you go. So down in Doc's secret dungeon, we see that he's put one of his mind control devices on Tony as Bette Davis and Sickle look on. I was going to refer to her as Bette Davis throughout this movie.
That's fine.
But
I thought it was odd, though, that they show this goat. I'm
yeah,
like,
so
why
there's
is
a
there
goat there.
Why is there a goat there?
Who knows? Maybe we'll find out later.
Chekhov's
Yeah,
goat.
but Chekhov's
Yes,
goat.
Chekhov's goat. That's right.
That's exactly what I said.
So when Tony wakes up, he starts communicating with Tia telepathically, and she sees that he's in some sort of operating room or torture chamber, or either way. She tells her gang that he's in like a hospital, and they said, well, "Let's go look for a hospital. Then we can, while we're out there, we can look for a fight."
Yeah.
So that's all they're about, is fighting, evidently. So Doc begins to interrogate Tony and finds out that he can energize matter and control molecular flow. So we get a nice cutaway shot showing the gang running through a very dirty and dusty Los Angeles.
It's like
Lord.
downtown, and it's like a field, right? Is this when they're like going
Yes.
through the field in downtown LA?
Like, how many open fields are there in downtown LA?
Downtown
Yeah, I
LA
mean,
is a weird place, man. It's
Yes.
So Victor sees endless possibilities in Tony's powers, but Sickle and Bette Davis can't wrap their heads around the big picture. So Tony attacks Sickle with an oxygen tank mask that floats around and backs him into a corner where the goat lives.
Back,
Cut it out, guys.
back,
Cut it out.
back.
Victor then has Tony do some housekeeping, and he stacks some wooden kegs and has him pour some wine by floating, with floating glasses. With his powers.
That's a Disney trademark right there. The floating
They
stuff.
love that stuff, don't
Yeah.
they?
They got
Man,
the
this movie
they got the
really
floating
loves
guy.
the floating stuff.
Yeah. They really take their sweet time with that stacking of the bales. It's like
Yes,
a real
they
moment of zen right there.
Because it's like 3 tiers of them.
Yeah. It's
I was like, I like this
keep
little
going.
set. I like the little antique barrels
Yeah.
stand, but we don't need to see it like slowly assembled.
So the wine floats over, and Bette Davis has a glass and it gets liquored up, and now that's evidence enough now. She's on board. The gang is out looking around the hospitals with no luck, which raises some logistical questions, like how many hospitals are in L.A.? Because they said they went to all of them.
All of them on foot.
On foot in like a matter of an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So back at the castle, Bette Davis is imagining taking Tony to Vegas. She was impressed by his ability to stack kegs. So she thinks he can unstack the gold at the museum now.
Wait, let's talk the gold at the museum plot.
Oh, brother.
Let's go show off this gold at the museum.
Why didn't it just be a bank? Like, why is it to be a museum?
I didn't make
There's the gold exhibit at the museum.
What are we going to get
opportunity?
We got to get some more gold for the museum. Come see our gold.
Stack of, and I love, well, I don't know. Later at the exhibit, it's got a sign out front that's like gold exhibit.
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
Yeah. Gold.
So Bette Davis says she owns half of Tony and she wants a return on her investment. So Tia, I guess we talked about this a little bit. So she is fronting Victor's mad science experiments, and I guess in hopes of okay. She
has money. And
she has money, but not anymore.
She has spent it. Yeah.
Yes. Tia's back at the gang hideout trying to connect to Tony, but no luck. And Bette Davis gets the doctor out of the house and she takes Tony to the museum to see the 49ers gold exhibit. So where the gold is stacked. And
I really want I want the gold exhibit sign. Can I just say it's really gold exhibit?
It's all said.
Yeah.
So in the museum, is just a stack of gold. I mean, just sitting there.
That's it.
Big old stack of gold. Yeah.
Look at the stack of gold.
So suddenly Tia's getting flashes of gold, a stagecoach, dummies.
Is it Knott's Berry Farm?
Yeah, it is very
plot. Yeah. We get this B plot that the kids need school because, and it becomes painfully apparent as they're trying to figure out what Tia's seeing. And there's lots of, gags here that, she says something about she sees gold and they start looking at the ground. And then she sees dummies. They start pointing at each other. Oh, no, you're a dummy. And then she says, wait a minute. Maybe he's at the Salvation Army. And they're like, no, they don't have stagecoaches at the Salvation Army, idiot. And then one of them remembers that he went on a school trip to a museum. Mm-hmm. And he's like, they must be at the museum. So they go running off through more dirt and filth on their way to the museum.
Yeah, there's a lot of beige in that scene.
A lot of beige in the movie.
Overall, scamps running around dirt lots.
Beige
dirt lots and overpasses.
So many overpasses.
So Sickle is outside parking his 1971 Mercury Marquis Colonial Park station wagon.
Nice.
At the steps of the museum, while Bette Davis and Tony created diversion by rolling the Wells Fargo stagecoach around the museum with lots of, what's going on here? Oh, no. And then Bette Davis tells Tony to create total chaos. It tells him to short circuit the control system in the security office, which it's kind of like this, like what would you like, almost like a
press box,
like a control tower or something.
Yeah. Mission control next to the exhibit.
Right,
it's enormous.
Yes,
press box.
But yeah, it's like this is like the first thing we see of it. Happens later in bigger. Like the extras direction is hilarious because they just run around in circles. It's and it's like nobody's exiting anywhere. They're just
No, nobody leaves. They just kind
of nobody wants to leave. They all just stand around. So there's lots of wah pedal going on.
It's like 24 people all doing a Dean Jones. Whoa!
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So all hell breaks loose with mannequins flying and people running, but nobody leaving. Victor comes back to the castle and sees that Tony is gone, and he is none too happy about this. And he sees the newspaper and figures out where they'd gone.
I zoomed in on the newspaper, or at least paused on it. I always like to see what the headlines are. And there's a headline that I think they've used before. It says, "Private college hearing, public urge to aid." And I feel like we've seen that in some sort of like Medfield something.
That
You
would
may be
fit with
right,
Medfield.
yeah.
Well, what if it's connected? What if it was a reference?
I don't know, but yeah.
So in the museum, we get lots more Dean Jones. Whoa, with the security and mannequins and people being chased. And one of the security guards takes his hairpiece and throws it at a Native American mannequin on the back of a stagecoach, which, like, okay.
But this guy, okay, that security officer, because he climbed up on the stage. They did like, it was almost the Indiana Jones getting pulled behind the truck gag.
Yeah.
But they did it with him in the stagecoach, sort of. But then he
Yeah.
gets up and like climbs up the stagecoach and like tries to take the reins, like he's trying to stop horses that aren't there.
Yeah.
And he's doing whoa the whole way. It's just full body. And then they chase him with the little Native American mannequin, and we get lots of zooms in on the faces of the mannequin. It's
That
something else.
is really something, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
So-
I
music,
the
loved all the
scene's starting
zooms on the faces of mannequins as
Yes.
to indicate them approaching you.
and every time it
Yes.
shows them, it's like the Florida State fight song. Da, 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 da.
Yes.
Oh, come
Yes.
on.
Rough.
So the scene's starting to run thin. I mean, it was running. The whole premise itself was pretty thin to begin with. But so the gang arrives as Tony begins to levitate the gold out of the display and tosses them, the gold bars, out the door into the car outside.
There's that cool effect when, because she's like, melt the plastic or like put a hole in the
Yeah.
plastic. And they, I guess it was time lapse or something. I don't know how they
Yes.
did it.
Well, and then it was, that was a preview of things to come.
Yeah, it's like
that
morphing
effect.
or something.
Yeah, it was interesting.
So there's this nice side angle shot outside of the station wagon, and while gold bricks are hurled at the tailgate,
I
Loved
laughed
it.
so hard at that.
One of the
and
best.
I just kept thinking of all the PAs standing off camera, just slinging gold bricks while sickles underneath the car, and
But why
So,
would
yeah.
that be? Why would that? Why?
And the bricks
That's
are flaking
very-
off too. You can
Yeah.
see it.
Just chucking those gold bars at the station wagon.
I didn't quite understand. I
Ugh.
thought I loved it, but I didn't understand.
so Tia and the gang run inside and see all the shenanigans, and she starts undoing all the chaos. And Tony sees Tia across the room, and Bette Davis splits, only to find a pile of gold on top of her station wagon. Victor arrives, and they hop into this Citroen, but Tia evidently has disabled the ignition system with her mind. Victor orders Tony to fix the car, and they go off. Suddenly, Yo-Yo shows up, and Tia sees an opportunity, and they jump into Yo-Yo's van, and Tia tells him that her brother is truant and to follow him.
You know what I
Tia takes
love? Just about the cars in this movie. The colors of the cars. It's not silver and beige. Every car in this thing has like color except for this black car, which makes it really stand out. And so I just
Yeah.
miss colorful cars.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Before
Thank you.
everything turned completely beige in this world.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
earth tones now. That's all we get.
Tia takes over the controls with the van, and off they go. So we get a cool shot of them plowing through puddles in a very probably very narrow overpass with some camera zooms. And I mean, I didn't think that was, they overcranked it either. I think that was in real time. I mean, they were flying through there. So
As we see in a moment.
Yeah.
Tony starts rolling things like cement mixers at them to try to stop the van. Yo-Yo gets upset because he's damaged city property. So
Oh
big-
no.
So
I've
funny.
damaged city property.
I don't know. But I mean, are truant officers supposed to be like roaming around the city doing high-speed chases with kids?
I don't know. I guess
I
so.
don't think so.
Yeah,
Maybe in L.A.
Yeah.
that's true.
So Tia starts countering all the Tony's moves. Victor orders Tony to blind Yo-Yo with the sun off the windshield as they come over a hill, which, I mean, that's pretty specific. I mean, why not just flatten one of his tires? I mean, but anyway.
Mhm.
So the van flips lands on his roof.
Real
slides
Herbie moment.
Yes. Slides several city blocks resting on a fire hydrant. Everyone climbs out unscathed, and Yo-Yo is distraught as what has happened to his city property. The kids scram, and the cops show up.
Real disturbing shots of wet Yo-Yo here.
Yes. Yes.
Yo-Yo's soaked, and he's in trouble. And we crossfade to end Act 2.
Well, back at the Magic Castle, Count Dooku is mad at Bette Davis. She says she trusted him enough to make her credit rating look like Swiss cheese. What is happening?
Credit rating joke.
Now her credit rating is bad?
I really I feel like we need some
score?
backstory on Bette Davis's character.
Yeah.
Yes, we really did.
Or none at all. Again.
Yeah, well, true.
Yeah, but yes. Keep making your point. I think that's true. It's very mysterious.
But she just keeps talking about she needs money. Like that's all she's
Right.
obsessed with.
Well,
Bette Davis has got to get that money.
Elder care is expensive. They seem to agree that something needs to be done about Tony's sister. They don't know how she knew he was at the museum. So they ask him via the little mind control speaker, and he says telepathy. Dooku says she's going to have to be, how you say, scratched. We cut to Tia sleeping, and she's talking to Tony via telepathy. He says he's lost the power to energize, but follow his voice, please. She goes out to where Hawk Towers is being built, just out in the middle of the city at night. I mean, like, where do they find all these lots? MT Lot. They must have talked to MT Lot. Keeps asking where to go. This disembodied radio voice sends her, sure enough, to the Magic Castle. She enters the house, makes her way downstairs, and runs into Alfred the goat, friend of the fam. She eventually comes and sees Tony, who is blindfolded, and runs to him, and boom! She got sickled. Got a hanky to the mouth. Hankied.
Tia, I like her red outfit here. I think it's very
she's very
distinctive,
very classy in her pantsuit.
She is, and she's got her purse, and she's running around.
Sure.
But Tia probably needs a bath. It's been a few days.
Yeah,
I was thinking that
so.
too, because she's sleeping in that rancid bed up in the abandoned house.
Fleas.
Maybe she
and
took her
whatnot.
allergy medicine. It's just
Really?
terrible. Fade back up, and Tia's in a bubble. Dooku says she's been put into a state of comatose neutralization. And him, Sickle, and Bette Davis walk off with Tony, leaving Tia to herself. Scamps come back to the clubhouse, offering Tia some cold hot cakes. Get it? Anyway, they can't find her. They say she needs us. Tia, for her part, tries to reach out to Tony, but can't seem to make contact with him. But reaches out to Alfred the goat, who neighs in her mind. She gets Alfred to break out of the castle, and peace out. Alfred's gone.
Alfred
Great
is
hoof
the real
sound effects.
hero of this movie.
Yes, he is. They talked about the kids a lot, but it was really Alfred's movie. And the hoof foley.
Yes.
Yes, good hope, Foley.
Goat runs over a bunch of old cars, gets onto this lady's windshield who's doing her lipstick. There's a little that darn cat there. Crossing guard tries to slowly get him to stop, but Alfred keeps on trucking. That was a weird kind of vignette that was over and done with. Evil ones are going to some kind of refinery. I mean, underground plutonium processing plant. Man, I've heard of
The
some
old
good ones. But
LA plutonium plant.
the underground plutonium processing plant, the UPPP.
Yeah.
We have to, because we've brought plutonium into this, they have to explain what plutonium is, which cracked me up.
Yes.
What is plutonium? Well, it's the most deadly. Anyway, Dooku says, in fact, he's going to have to get Tony to detonate a nuclear bomb. Bette Davis said she didn't want to go that far. And he says it won't. People will pay it not to have to go that far, and says this will be the first step to me becoming the most powerful man in the world. That's very Dr. Evil right now.
Yes. And yet again, like Uncle Benet, like Tony and Tia, no one can play it cool or stealth. Like he's going like he's got all these powers. He could like make his way subtly, but no, he's going straight to I'm going to blow up a plutonium bomb, and take over the world somehow.
Right.
This is a Disney movie.
The crew comes through a checkpoint. Tony lifts up the guard in a guard tower, just the whole guard tower, whole thing, puts into a dump truck. He puts.
I love that the sign over is just Plutonium Industries.
Yes. That's good.
Yes,
that's the sign I want.
Yeah.
Put some outer scanners out of commission, whatever that means.
I'm sure in 1978, plutonium factories are in every corner.
Well, that's where the
but
Libyans.
in 1955, they're a little hard to come by.
That's where Doc Brown.
I was going to say, Doc Brown
ripped them off from
the Libyans.
Causes the closed circuit TV system to go offline. Meanwhile, Alfred is in Chinatown and catches a ride with our favorite cabbie by knocking another guy out of a cab.
Whoa. And this is another one of those weird things that you're talking about where like Cookie talks to the goat and the goat responds, but Cookie doesn't look back and just keeps talking.
Yes. Never looks in the rear view. Never. He's just like getting offended that that he's answering in goat.
Like he's saying no. I think that's what he's.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Well, the gang of evil. It's back at the plutonium plant, very casual, just walking around a plutonium processing plant. There's a sign that says emergency exit plutonium furnace, and they go in, just totally unlocked from the outside. Just no problem.
With a kid.
If we can take anything away from this movie, is that you should always keep your plutonium furnace locked. I mean,
yes, from the outside. Obviously, the inside you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
They could do that with doors. Well, back to the cabbie and the goat. He figures out he's a goat finally. He slams into a police car a la Blues Brothers style. And we get a weird cop interaction with Cookie where he's like, I thought it was the guy. And the cop's like, the guy. He's like, it's the goat. The goat. I want to. It's weird.
Goat was the guy. Oh, I lost my safety. Missed a chance to have the cop spill coffee on himself, as was tradition.
Yes,
in the Disney oeuvre,
and to have that guy be the cop. Anyway,
yeah, exactly.
Goat has made it to the scamp lair, and he gathers them, or attempts to, as they climb slowly, very slowly, climb the posts of the room. But finally, he has like Tia's garment, and they chase after Albert as he runs through where they're going to build Hawk Towers again. Anyway, we cut to an office, and the evil gang is coming in. I thought this was supposed to be a plutonium furnace. It looks just like a regular office now.
Yeah.
The security guard asks for ID. Tony just lifts him up into the air. It's a very wacky security officer.
This guy, he goes, why?
Why? He just like hovers in the air.
Yeah.
You just leave him.
And he's holding a pencil. He's just like kind of like noodling with a pencil for some reason.
Right. Scamps have found the castle. They go down in the basement, find Tia. Of course, she's in comatose neutralization, as we all know. Don't go taking that bubble off, but then they do, and of course she's fine. So no big deal.
Smell.
It's just back to being away, I guess. Cousin Oliver says this is some kind of science place, but no time. Tia's seeing visions of where Tony is. One of the kids asks if she sees a great giant ball, and if so, he knows where Tony is. Meanwhile, the evildoers are in a control room, and Dooku asks Tony to shut down the cooling system to the furnace, and so he does. And in another control room, more people see that something's going wrong.
But it's like this thing is going off, and this one guy is like, oh. It's like everybody else ignores it.
Yeah, I had I wrote casual troubleshooting.
Yes, really. Well, do this. Well,
Like Doom Chernobyl, and wasn't that how that went down?
Yes, it's really getting me excited about nuclear power, guys. I'm really feeling good about it.
Have you tried turning it off and on?
I was thinking about that. Like, how soon is this after like 3 Mile Island?
Exactly.
How much are they playing off of that? And what was the movie with like Jane Fonda and
what was that?
Michael Douglas and Jack
China
Lemmon?
Syndrome.
China Syndrome. Yeah. It's kind of getting that vibe, but like amateur theater version of that.
Ron Miller's China Syndrome.
Yeah.
Dooku calls the control room, throws down the bribe. They have a Commissioner Gordon phone, by the way.
Why?
I don't know. His conditions are $5 million, a jet waiting at the airport, and you must announce that I have received molecular control and mind control, and this is the only the first worldwide demonstration. It's just like
no chill at all.
No chill.
It's very Dooku, though. You're spot on.
Yes,
I love the molecular thing. Like, people keep dropping now as if that's something that like everybody knows what that is.
Right.
I have achieved molecular flow.
That's right. Whatever, guy. Well, now we get now we get the extras in here. So we got the sweaty techs and all in tight jeans running down the stairs. People just scattering. Again, like just like milling about and scattering and rescattering. I guess they're going to pay off Count Dooku in the end. But in the meantime, Cousin Oliver is showing off the big round ball he thought Tia was seeing, but it was just a golf ball billboard. Womp, womp, womp.
You see the Lake Buena Vista shout out?
I did not.
There's a billboard beneath the golf ball that's like Golf Scenic Lake Buena Vista or something like that.
I'll have to go back and
interesting.
see that. Across the street, they see Yo-Yo being dejected. No, Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo's life is ruined. All he wanted was for the kids to go to school and come back to him and say, thank you, Mr. Yakamoto. That's all they ever wanted. I'm glad we have another plot to vaguely pay attention to.
His crime was he cared too much.
Yes. Only thing that works in his car anymore is his dang radio, which suddenly announces the bribe going down at the plutonium plant in great detail. Is this something that would come out on the radio? Like, they want $5 million.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Anybody got $5 million?
Here's
Give
what's
all the
going on.
plans out on the radio.
That's right.
It's Gary Owens, though.
It is. I wondered if it was Gary Owens because it sounded very Gary Owens and the unmistakable tones of Gary Owens.
But you can see like Batman and Robin like suddenly running there. You know, it's that kind of thing. Golly,
Plot device radio.
Yes.
Don't panic. They're just holding it for $5 million. Anyway, they say they have something called molecular control. So everybody's activated. Tia repairs Yo-Yo's creepy van with her mind, and they're off.
I love the shot because they do another low shot of the exhaust.
Yes.
And the van screeching off. I really wish they'd done like a backfire when it took off. That would have been good. The nice exclamation point.
Back at the plant, the officials are stern. They can't get all the money together yet. You know, it's hard to get that wire to send all the money. You know, they have some of it. Anyway, no compromise from the evil Count Dooku. He does not compromise. Yo-Yo pulls up to the plant. Tia lifts the gate. Another kind of slow mode security guard situation. This time the arm is pulling up like 3 guards. Yeah.
They really go back to this well a lot.
Also, like, kids running around this area seems normal, I guess, to people. They're just no perimeter, like no.
It's a panic.
Yeah. Tia's like turned like full Greta Thunberg, just coming in there and like telling everybody what's going on.
Well, yeah. So I was gonna say it's like it is Greta Thunberg or Regis Philbin. She's like got her hands just like, you gotta stop it, everybody! We're stopping! Just really acting with her hands there. But anyway, whatever she does works. The main guy takes her downstairs to where it's all going down. That doesn't seem like a good idea, does it?
Follow me.
Yeah.
I go, well, it's 5 stories down. Go that way.
They run into the wacky security guard who's up on the ceiling still. He's like, get me down.
Did we miss? I think there was a shot earlier, like when Yo-Yo checks out the tech as he's walking by. There was like an Asian woman.
That's all that
I
noticed.
Funny.
He gives her like the once over.
He's like, ooh, it's very quick.
I missed that because I didn't want to see it. That's a shame. Anyway, the security guard up on the ceiling still. He goes, get me down. Then he IDs them and gets put right back up on the ceiling. So how do you like that? He's probably still there to this day.
That should have been the tag at the end of the movie.
Yes.
Go back and
great.
he's still there. Well, it's just another day.
Back in the heart of darkness, Tia sees Tony and Dooku, and Tia both try to break through to Tony, and
He's moved from like Dooku to more like Saruman.
yeah, okay, well, we can call him Saruman from now on. Yeah, Tia says they have to find the emergency cooling system themselves. To which one scamp says, "How do you spell cooling?" But yeah, school.
Shut up.
Sickle is after them in pursuit, and I would call it hot pursuit, but he runs and then he will stop a lot in a defensive stance. So there's a lot of glaring. There's a nice little shadow shot of him against a wall ahead of them where you don't see him, but you see his shadow. But Saruman is trying to get Tony to off Tia. He chases her with a panel. But boom, she moves another panel and blocks. Panel, block, panel.
Very Anakin and Obi-Wan here.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Scamps find the emergency cooling system. They say it's spelled wrong, but it's not. It has a giant red letters that said emergency cooling system.
Right beside that generator with a giant GE on it.
Yes.
Saw that,
Yeah. Product placement.
Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon gets the last bit of money and calls Saruman, but is it over? I don't know. Tony and Tina are really working it both ways with their mind. The needle goes back and forth. Who's going to win? It's going to be cool enough? Is it not? Let's watch this needle a little bit longer and see what happens. Some of the scamps are hiding out from Sickle, but get caught by Bette Davis. And Saruman keeps trying to get Tony to stop Tia. And he picks up an iron rod, sends it at her. She blocks. She doesn't even get what's happening. She keeps calling out to Tony. Sends a massive transformer block. Boom! Action!
These all this equipment has the same fuse capacity as the Starship Enterprise consoles, pretty much.
Yes, totally.
As in not enough circuit breakers.
Saruman advises Tony to pretend to remember Tia and lure her into the center of the room. That's a very Saruman thing to do.
Yep.
So he does, and she gets to the middle of the room. He drops a crane on her, and that's the end of the movie. The plutonium blows up, and everybody dies. Wait, no.
Oh.
Wait. Why is Tony doing this? Why? Stop. Why are you doing this, Tony? Why? Why, Tony? Why? Well, Tia sees Saruman yelling, "Crush her," over and over. Crush her, crush her, crush her, into this little device.
Do
Well,
it.
you know what? Do it now. Do it.
Do it.
Well, she crushes that. She crushes a device, and then moves the crane. How about that? Tony comes to. What happened? Where have I been? What are you doing? What are we doing here?
Oh, what happened?
It's a quick montage of all that happened. Then he goes and jumps into the plutonium furnace with guilt. No, Saruman sees his device and looks at it with promise, but it explodes in his face. Boom! In your face, guy. He appeals to Tony, like that would work. Tony raises him up and flips him all around, and he lands on some kind of platform for painters or window washers way up in the rafters.
Yeah, this
Oh, yeah,
odd little place.
So you have chosen death. That's what I was expecting him to do.
Bette Davis says, let's go have some candy and sodas and ice cream. And the kids aren't buying that. They lift her up. She's all class, though. She just, like, gracefully
It's
goes
like
up.
Mary Poppins. It's like evil Mary Poppins.
That's right.
I love that they had a stunt double on her approach because you couldn't see her face. Her hand was covering it the whole time.
Yeah. Betty's not up to that.
Betty says she's lost her faith in science. The kids laugh and start to take off, but then run into Sickle with the other kids, and Sickle does his little freeze thing. And there he goes up to the skies to the platform as well. Womp, womp, womp.
It's the same gag 3 times.
And very
You could see the shadow of the flying rig on Sickle.
Betty says it's absolutely dreadful how they bring children up these days. Boom.
Boom. Commentary.
Political.
With that, Yo-Yo's creepy van is back en route to the Rose Bowl. Yep, a lot has happened. Farewell, Alfred the Goat. Friends.
Why do they bring the goat with them?
We made it all the way. Because he's essential. He's done everything. Yo-Yo says he's going to open up a Japanese delicatessen. And I guess he's giving up on his dream.
I love that so much. I was like, what is that? What is that even like?
But I want to go to one. But Tia, as a parting gift, fixes Yo-Yo's van with special effects. And this is really something. It's an extended stop motion thing.
This is the main thing I remembered from this movie is the fixing up the van.
It's wild.
I thought it was like a reverse shot of like
they had bullet holes all in the van too. That was one of the things.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
I thought they had just taken
like pot shots at it.
They had taken the van and then just slowly ripped parts off of it and then, damaged it and then reversed that shot so that it was like it was going back. That's what I thought they were doing. But I could
like claymation. I don't know what it was. It was unidentifiable to me, except that it was stop motion. It was kind of crazy looking.
Got that little highlight on the Ford logo when it fixes itself.
Yeah,
a little sparkle.
Yeah, a little sparkle. Yeah.
Yo-Yo says if the kids go back to school, they won't fire him. Well, why don't you just start the delicatessen? Won't they please go back to school? The kids agree. And they're off to the Rose Bowl. Look how much has happened. The kids all lift up over the gate, but how will the scamps get out? Wait and see. Flying Saucer is waiting for them, and Uncle Jesse is there. Scamps ask if they'll ever see them again. I'm guessing not after this movie or not. Nope. They're like,
I love how they're like,
tell.
we're going to see you again. And Tony's like, yeah, it's hard to say, really.
I'm going to guess no. Twosome run to get in their flying saucer and take off. Kids go back to the gate and try to fly over, but can't. They run into it, so they just climb over. In your face, suckers.
Very limber.
Earth kids.
Not enough Denver Pile in this.
Not enough at all.
No.
It's a criminal underusage of Denver Pile.
I really thought he was going to come back in the third act and save
he should have. He should have. Kids tell Yo-Yo, Tia and Tony flew off in a flying saucer, but he is not buying it. And off they go to school as they watch the flying saucer take off out of the Rose Bowl. Even Alfred says his knowing goodbye as we see the UFO take off into the mountains, and we mercifully again reach the end. fan, as it were. Man, we really returned from Witch Mountain. So much was learned, everybody. There's so much character development. I can't even stand it. I was so interested in what Tony brought to the movie, particularly. I thought his growth was stunning.
It really was. It was a long and winding road for him.
How after he almost blew up a plutonium plant, he just smiled and waved at everybody who he barely even met, fondly saying goodbye.
Let the boy go to the beach and surf. I mean, come on.
Should have gone to the beach.
I just hope the Witch Mountain Field Trip Guild or whatever reassesses their policies about everything, because this was just a shambles.
Yeah, I mean, there's some legal action that could happen from that. The parents,
really,
it's bad news. Can't go around like that. Oh man, I don't know if I can take these movies like this.
This was not a short movie, but it felt like nothing happened.
Nothing happened, Michael. Nothing happened. It's frustrating. I don't like, there was no like, oh my gosh, that was so close. Like, I'm gonna have to think about this for a while. It was just like, all right, well, let's get going. Yeah. We've put them up on their platform. It's time to go.
Well, it felt like Tony and Tia were barely in it, even though they were. But
they just were always like looking and doing their energizing,
reacting to things, and energizing in slow motion. Weird one.
Okay, well,
witchy.
We're gonna have to rate it. We're gonna have to talk about it via rating, and we always do that using our very unique scale. It's the way we get this stuff. It's the way we process. Robert, what's the scale tonight?
I couldn't come up with anything.
I got one
concrete. So
Andy's got one. Andy's got one.
I think city property.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The city property.
Yeah. All right. Well, on the scale of 1 through 5 pieces of city property, Andy.
Yeah.
Plot and writing of Return from Witch Mountain.
Well, it's not a very well written movie, I would say, but it's not the worst we've seen. There are definite, very rough patches, and I think some of the best parts come from like Christopher Lee doing his thing and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with a 2.
Okay. Robert, what about you?
I'm with Andy on that one. I think it's it's I wouldn't say it's atrocious, but it could have used some more suspense and a little more excitement in the third act. Like I said, I kept waiting for Uncle Jesse to show up, or for something to happen, like there to be an aha moment, and they're just it didn't happen. So I'm gonna be with Andy. I'm gonna give it a 2 as well.
I'm gonna take it lower on this one, because I gotta say, as to what I've said before, I can't figure out why this movie exists in the fact of like, why did they come back? What did they do? What did they learn? The only thing I can figure out is Christopher Lee learned that crime doesn't pay, and the kids learned to go to school. That's the only thing.
Yes.
Like, as far as an arc, did I like some of the setup? I thought maybe is too worthy, but I really didn't didn't think it. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1 because it's just so much that would have made it easier to be better. It's the missed opportunity. Anyway, Michael, what about you?
You all make very good points, and I agree with Andy. It's not obviously not the best, so obviously not the worst we've seen. It's just like a sort of weird, like workman-like thing that just sort of exists and doesn't really distinguish itself in any way. but as you say, Jeff, there's just no arc or point. Like, I don't even think Christopher Lee learned that crime doesn't pay, because at the end he's like, "I'll get you next time."
Yeah,
so he's going to
that's
still
true.
be trying to crime. But I'll give it a 2, because it's not the rock bottom. There's nothing that's terrible. There's just nothing in it that's gives it any point.
Yeah, it's just, for me, it's just like, it's the same thing happening over and over and over again. It's like,
Yes.
Tony, do this. Tony, stop doing this. Tony, do this. Tony, stop doing this.
Yep.
Tony, do this. It's like,
Yep.
what? Good Lord. Anyway, I mean, yo-yo. I'm gonna be happy to bring the average slightly down. Of course,
Yeah,
it's
that's
probably a 2, but I'm gonna keep moving on, and we will move on to casting and acting. I am interested in this. We will stick with Michael. How many pieces of city
first, because it's
property?
hard. Oh, it's one of those where it's like the casting. All right, you got Christopher Lee and you got Bette Davis. That's good casting. But what do you give them to do? I mean, Christopher Lee got to be a Christopher Lee kind of character pretty well. Bette Davis not giving very much to do. Kind of wasted. Tony and Tia kind of wasted. Everybody kind of wasted. I don't think anybody was really bad, although I've said, as always, like Yo-Yo always just, I don't know, weirded me out for some reason. But I mean, I'll give it this is probably way too high, but I'll give it a 3, just because everybody just kind of was fine.
Okay. Andy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm very close to Michael, because I agree. I mean, I am a sucker for a good villain, and I think Christopher Lee can make any movie. He can be a great villain in any movie. So he protects this movie. I think he, if you started at 1, I think him alone, I think, brings it up to a 2.
Yeah.
But like you said, no one else really does anything. I mean, it's a waste of talent, I think. And for that alone, I'm going to give it a 2.
I think I'm going to agree with you on that. I think that it's a strong 2, just because of, I mean, Christopher Lee. He's really carrying so much in this film. I mean, you can't say Tony does. He's just staring the whole time.
And I'll even say
is fine.
I'll even say Sickle, I think, does a good henchman kind of.
Yeah.
Sickle, I really enjoyed Sickle. I will
It
agree
is
with that.
a Bond villainy performance, a Bond like guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm going to say 2, because it's slightly below average as a whole for me, which is a shame, because it should be better. But anyway, Robert.
I'm in Michael's camp. I mean, I think the cast on paper looks good, but nobody's like stands out except for Christopher Lee, and I was really disappointed in Bette Davis. I don't know how much of it was that she didn't have anything to do, or even when she had lines, I just felt like she was kind of phoning it in at times, and like she was just there to collect a paycheck. But I was disappointed in her, but I'm going to give it a 3 as well with Michael.
Okay, we'll stick with you for production value. What do you think about that?
I really like the production value of this movie. I love the angles. I loved the use of the camera as a storytelling device. I thought it was well shot. The music was excellent. It kept me engaged when things were getting a little slow. The music, kept it moving, I thought. Some of the set design was a little weird. Some of the locations were a little odd. We keep shooting in vacant lots, but I'm going to give it, I'm tempted to give it a 4 on production value, just for the music and the cameras alone. And I think I am going to stick with that. So
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, it's just, I thought that there was some really cool, it's like some of the effects are a product of their time, but some of the stuff that they were shooting for was pretty cool. I mean, like, I thought that van shot was really cool. I thought the stuff they did with the cars was pretty cool. I thought the music was great. I thought the locations were interesting. Like that history museum was like a real place. The exterior of that was a real place. And I don't know. Yeah, count me in. The Rose Bowl. I got the freaking
Yeah.
Rose Bowl. So I'll give it a 4. And what about you, Michael?
Yeah, I'll go along with everything you all called out. It's rare in these movies that there's a shot where I'm like, oh, that's a cool shot. But there are several in this one. And I mean, it's obviously went out and got around and used the city and used all these kind of neat locations and yeeted a guy off a building. So yeah, I'll give it a 4.
And Andy, what about you?
I agree with everything you guys are saying, but I also feel like a 4 is too high for me, because I feel like a 4, it doesn't meet the same level of the movies that I've given a 4. But I don't think it was bad at all. So I'm going to bring it down slightly. I'm going to say it's a 3.
Low 4, bro. Low 4 for me. Yeah. Great. Entertainment value. Robert, were you entertained?
I was entertained. I actually enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought. I went in with a very low bar, and I think the low bar has been a product of the movies we've watched so far. And I went in cautious and worrisome, but came out pleasantly surprised. I mean, I would go back and watch it again. I think, was it great? No. So it's not enough to give it a 4, but I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay. And what about you, Michael?
I don't know. It's like I've kind of said in everything so far, nothing was really bad. It was just kind of dull for me. There were bits that were interesting. And I think it just goes to what Jeff, you said earlier, that like there's promise here. There's like promise for interesting things, but they never quite follow through. And as you say, there's no sort of character development or growth or anything, or lessons learned or takeaways. And it's just kind of dull, kind of repetitive. So I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, because yeah, it's just like, I will give like a comedy the kind of benefit of the doubt. And if this was like a wackier thing or had some kind of angle to it, I would bump it up to a 3. But there's just kind of a missed opportunity, I think. Yeah, I agree with that. So 2 for me. And we'll let Andy have the last word. 1 of 5. How many pieces of city property are you going to give this thing?
This is a weird movie for me. There are parts of it that I really enjoyed. I mean, again, every time that music came on, that really just did something for me. I'm a sucker for that late 70s, early 80s stuff. I just like it. Even the grime and all of it. I enjoyed Christopher Lee a lot. I thought it was just neat having Bette Davis there. And of course, I mean, I like good bad guys and Sickle and everything. But at the same time, it was also, there were moments of it, like you said, Michael, it was dull and boring. And so I kept teetered, both ways on this. And so for me, I'm gonna give it 3 city properties.
All right. Well, let's punch that into our computer that wore tennis shoes. This is kind of a little bit all over the place. So let's see what Return from Witch Mountain got.
So Return from Witch Mountain got a 2.63. We couldn't break the 3 barrier yet this season. But 2.63 will put it right there at the middle of the pack. Tied, a 3-way tie for 50th overall. With Shaggy DA, Cups of Tomato Licorice, and Tough Guys had a 2.63, and this movie had a 2.63.
I think that is right where it should be.
Similar aesthetics all throughout.
Yes. That seems right. I think, yeah. But maybe next time.
What Andy said about, like in the gritty, like sort of late 70s, early 80s kind of vibe of, made me think this could have Tony and Tia could have been like a TV show. Like
it really could have. Yes, it could have been.
Like streetwise kids righting wrongs.
Yeah. Going to school.
Powers. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And learning all the way.
It's just them in school the whole time.
Her
Kung
in her little
Fu,
pantsuit and him in his turtleneck.
Mm-hmm.
Kung Fu from Witch Mountain.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I love it. I see we're talking now. Did anybody see the reboot? I never did.
I never did.
I did not. No.
Watch that
Apparently,
sometime.
both Tony and Tia are in it as cameo.
I did see that. Yes.
Far out.
What's the new one?
It has Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I mean, it's
Oh.
like early Dwayne the Rock Johnson, early-ish acting.
2000 something.
That'd be weird because he'd want all the attention on him, and not about the kids or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. And what's called Race to Witch Mountain, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Anyway, what did old Leonard Maltin have to say about this movie?
Leonard Maltin did not have much to say about this at all. Just said it's good fun from Disney.
Yeah, he gets
Thanks.
tired too, man. I feel you,
Yeah.
Leonard.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun.
It was fine.
It was fine. It was fun. Well, I think that's about it for this one. Anybody else have anything to say before we close the door on this one? Put it back into the Disney vault.
Energize.
Yeah.
Engage.
Make it so.
Not even, dude. Oh man, Robert, we still have more to go. If people want to write you and ask you how you have this power over us, where would they get in touch?
Well, you can do it at info@medfieldfilm.com is going to be the main way to talk to us these days. And I am right now, as we speak, putting together season 8. We have our winner. He's already picked one of the movies. But you can give us suggestions and we will listen. And that leads me to our next movie because it was a suggested movie many times. And we have teased it all through the season as the one that may end up killing us all. I'm extremely concerned about this movie. And I just don't know what to say. And I know Michael has seen it and he has warned us that this is not going to be pleasant. And that movie, highly requested movie again, might I add, via email and through social media at Medfield Film, was Midnight Madness. So
See, and I'm lucky enough, quote unquote, there are certain things that I just shield my knowledge of, and I have no idea what the subject of this movie is.
Ooh.
So I'm coming in like a newborn child. I have no idea. It's very rare in the Disney canon to have just no. I don't know what Midnight
I'd be a
Madness
little
is.
Huzzah.
Yes,
I have one bit of knowledge about it.
I'll share.
And I won't say what it is, but I know that they were trying to copy another movie that came out around this time.
Okay, so I'll find out about that.
And Michael J. Fox is in it. And that's all I know.
I did know
Maybe.
that. I did know that Michael J. Fox was in it. Man,
I've
I'm
only
scared.
seen it once.
I'm scared.
Saw it on TCM of all places at like 2 a.m. And at least the listeners can't blame us because it was requested multiple times.
That's
so
true.
Yeah, I do
they
feel better
shared
about
the
that.
blame this time.
Yeah. This one's not on me. I mean, I guess ultimately I put it in here, but I mean, I think we had 4 or 5 people ask for this movie over the years. I thought it would be hysterical to see us watch this.
Andy hasn't said a word since we started talking about this.
I don't want to. I really don't.
And I need to talk to your daughter and get her amped up for this one.
Yeah, you may have to. Yeah, there's got to be some sort of bribing. Forget my daughter. You're going to start bribing me because I don't know if I'm going to get through this.
I don't know what to think, but yeah, I guess we'll find out. So please email Robert or reach out to us all on social media.
Tony, I need a new website to advertise my plans for world domination. Tony, I need fresh new branding for this website. Tony, Mr. Sickle has failed my graphic design needs. Tony, you must find me a graphic designer and branding expert and bring them to me immediately.
Okay.
Tony, They must be the best graphic designer you can find. I'm not messing around here.
Okay, I will bring you Todd Knaperek.
Tony, it's Tia, your sister. Why are you helping him? Don't you know that Todd will make him look good?
Tony, now pay attention. I need someone to make me look good.
Yes, sir.
Forget about looking good. I need money to play the ponies. How will this scheme get me money?
Tony, don't tell him how affordable Todd is. Why are you doing this?
Todd will save you money. You can pay him in crypto or green stamps from the AMP.
Hooray!
Tony, how do we find this Todd Knaperek?
Tony, it's your sister, Tia. Don't tell him about bydandgraphics.com. Why are you doing this?
Go to bydandgraphics.com.
Tony, that's an unusual name. What does it mean?
I don't know, but you can call 1-800-Bydand to find out more.
Tony, you've done very well. You've earned yourself a new turtleneck.
Money!
So from all of us to all of you, we wish you well. I wish us well because we're going to need it for next episode. Join us again for Midnight Madness!
Proud are we of mighty Redfield, alma mater dear. All your sons and daughters hail to thee, Redfield College of Technology. And while we hold your banner high, clap!